Hey, oh, yeah. Hey, everybody. All right. Um, Crazy day here. Still modifying my setup version 25. There we go. Okay. I'm trying to get my GoPro set. Oh, goddamn, look at that hair. Jeez. Okay. Got to get a haircut. With the top, like that little bit right there, right there, that little white spot. Trying to make it one even area. So, hey everyone, what's going on? And welcome to my viewer. Thank you, viewer. Appreciate you. Very. Oh, and Webclex. Thank you for following 4 minutes ago. I appreciate that. If you're the viewer, I appreciate you joining me today. So, I'm Brian. I do a stream with the attempt to educate people on things. I'm fully invested in Mastodon currently because I'm starting. I don't know if I'm upsetting people by just saying follow hashtags, but I'm doing what I think is the way that I want to be social from now on, and it's not you know following a bunch of people just because they have a lot of followers, or those people might be interesting because they have 70,000 followers, or they have a blue check. Ooh, okay. A blue check mark, or, what have you. Um, I think it's taken me only, 15 years to figure out that, followers don't equal popular, don't equal good, that kind of thing. So, I've just gotten to that point. So, if you haven't voted yet and you're in the United States, go vote. Stop talking to me and go vote. Um, 33 hours. So Lady P, I like my little creation system thingy, but it's, let me see, how do I put this? It's not a precision tool, because I can't say, oh, in exactly 1 hour and 53 seconds or 1 hour and 53 minutes, it's going to work. It's more like if I don't say 2 hours or 1 hour or at, and then it fucks up the time zones. It's like I want to record at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, and then it puts like the UTC time for the next day, and I'm like, why the fuck are you doing that? So I have to go in and I manually edit it. So I've actually found that it's easier to go like in 1 hour, and that's okay. I hope. Yeah. So because I couldn't put in 57 minutes, it wouldn't let me do that, or it didn't like when I've tried to do that in the past. So yeah. Yeah. So I'm being a disruptor, I think, on Mastodon, but that's okay. Um, at least I'm disrupting my own Mastodon. Uh, I've been talking to people about which hashtags are good and which ones I've been following, and like I've been talking to people online. I'd have been like, oh, it's great to talk to you. I wouldn't have seen you had I not have been involved in your local timeline. So just kind of cool. But yeah, I'm breaking down the haha, I'm breaking down the types of hashtags or tags that I want to use, and as long as people use those tags, I'll be able to see them. But if they're in some federated site like IOC.exchange, like the ones that just popped up on here at Null Boston. Oh wait, let me. There we go. Oh, look at me. Damn, I've got like production values and shit now. But like the Null Boston folks, who do you suggest we follow here on Mastodon? I was like, just follow hashtags. I mean, I've got a handful of tags here. I'm still trying to figure out how they do these, because like I was typing in infosec on like this one here. So if you type in infosec, you don't get infosec. And what I'm trying to figure out is, because it's spelling it wrong right here, and then I don't understand infosec Valentines. I don't get it. So there's a bunch of stuff here, and then of course the issue I've got is I can't scroll any further, and there's like a half-assed one down here at the bottom, and I think it's infosec. Was it rhyming slang? What the fuck, you know? Um, so I don't understand. But yeah, so I'm trying to change because I don't, as everyone said, oh, you should just follow one instance. Well, if I do that, then I miss all these other folks, right? Unless they're using hashtags or something that you can follow. And really, if you're not following hashtags, you're going to miss the Fediverse, right? It's like I'm listening to the universe now instead of just listening to a specific instance. So I'm following information security, blue team, reverse engineering, phishing. I just added phishing today. Malware news, infosec, red team, DFIR, Phostodon. I don't know what the hell that is. Programming, podcast, Twitch streamers, cybersecurity, of course, threat intelligence, red team. Yeah. So some of these I just don't understand why I can't type malware. And you'd think it would be the first one because, you're typing malware. But no, I get malware testing, hunter team, testing service. Oh, okay. Well, there you go, Lady P. Thank you for that. I just, yeah. Yeah, so I can't type malware and actually get just the malware tag. I get one of these other, cracked looking, things all over the place. I can't just type in malware. But I can click on a post that has the tag malware in it and add it as a post up here, which I don't get it. I don't know why it's not working right. I don't know if this is because of Mastodon.social or what have you. But yeah, I find it hard to believe that there's not been a Mastodon hashtag for malware yet. So, but yeah, I mean, just clicking on these means I can follow anybody who does Walking Dead or Star Trek Manifest. Ugh, really gross. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of security communities out there, which is the problem that I've got. It's like, well, I'd have to join IOC.exchange to get any information there. So I found quite a few interesting posts today, as a matter of fact. Let's see, what was one of those? Xmake was released. What was the one that I came up with today? No, that's not it. This one's kind of janky because this has a ton of stuff, not just security stuff, but anybody with a Twitch or a podcast or what have you. Oh yeah, they raided the Silk Road home. So this person in Gainesville, Georgia, James Zong, they raided his house in Gainesville for 50,000. They found 50,676 Bitcoin in his house, and I'm the fucking Hot Hardware's got like coins here, but the way that I read it, they actually had it written down. He had them like written, and they were in blankets, submerged under blankets in a popcorn tin stored in a bathroom closet. Submerged. They found one of these wallets in a safe hidden under the door. I'm assuming when they say a wallet, they mean like, I don't know, a thumb drive or something with the codes on there. Um, but yeah, it's interesting. So um, it was worth 3 billion when he stole them. Now they're only worth 8 billion. Only worth 8 billion. Um, I found that quite interesting. Um, but yeah, he managed to deposited Bitcoin, then rapidly withdrew the funds, sending multiple withdrawal requests for the full amount within a single second. Rather than rejecting the stacked request due to a lack of sufficient funds, the Silk Road processed the multiplied withdrawal requests and transferred the requested funds multiple times over, effectively multiplying his Bitcoin. Oh, all right. All right, our little freeloading hummingbird friends have found our feeders. So, but yeah, I'm assuming it's a thumb drive or something, submerged under blankets in a popcorn tin stored in a bathroom closet. Submerged is weird. So, two private wallets. Okay, so yeah, largest seizure ever. So that one was kind of interesting. I'm imagining, the way they're making it sound submerged under blankets. I'm imagining it like in a barrel of water underneath some blankets in a popcorn tin in a bathroom closet. I'm like, that's a lot of work for, you know, Bitcoin wallet or something like that. But I guess $1 billion, I would probably try to, put it in a cement block, you know, tied to a cement block in the bottom of Lake Mead, and I'll just pick it up at some point in the future. It's pretty funny. According to DOJ, the IRS CI combined cryptocurrency tracing with good old-fashioned police work to locate and identify James Zong. So what, they went to whitepages.com, or I don't know. Good old-fashioned police work. They rough up a suspect or find a hidden gun on him. I don't know. Imagining old-fashioned police work being like what I saw in Law and Order back in the 80s, when, it was like, oh, we found a gun on you. Oh, there's a white packet. Where'd that white packet come from? That kind of stuff. Good old-fashioned police work, I mean. Interesting blog post as well on, whether or not people will leave Twitter and go to Mastodon. Long story short, people just don't give a shit. And unless they actually maintain a strong media presence, life without that audience is no life at all. They'll sulk around Mastodon for a while. Yeah, so that's the abstract right there. Few will leave through posturing or really ever leave Twitter. So there you go. So let's see. Close that. I do have Try Hack Me running if we get bored, but yeah, how's everybody doing today? I was starting to warm up here. It's actually 40 degrees outside, but I'm working. Oh, got my T-shirt. By the way, Mental Health Hackers, hackershealth.org, I think, are putting out Hackers Health. Yeah, mentalhealthhackers.org are doing their feel good boxes. So go check that out. Ginger Hacks on Twitter. I believe he's Ginger Hacks on Mastodon somewhere. I want to say infosec.exchange, but he's on Mastodon as well. So they even though the quarantine restrictions have lifted, they are doing feel good boxes. They're also doing Hackers Secret Santa this year as well. Let me go ahead and get that from you. Move that over. Ginger Hacks. Where is he? There it is. Elfster. All right, so Hacker Secret Santa 2022. Here's the link for that. If you want to get involved in Hacker Secret Santa, it's pretty fun. You put your name in, first name, last name, email address. You can select a password if you've already got an account. You just RSVP, and what they'll do is they'll pretty much share an email or something with somebody, and you can purchase something for them and then send it to them. I mean, idea is the max is about $50, and don't be a dickbag. If you do OSINT on somebody, make sure that you try to mention that. Lady P says, as hot take, as a boomer, I'm loving the Fediverse. Like Cloud is just a reinvention of mainframe timeshares, and the Fediverse is just simplified reinvention of UUCP. Okay. I have seen UUCP. I've just never used it. I was getting into IT and everything back in the early aughts, and telling people, hey, stop using RSH, use this thing called SSH, and they're like, why? RCP and RSH just work. So, oh, okay. I used Usenet a lot then. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. My bad. I was thinking news groups, NNTP or something like that. So not UUCP. I just know it was easy to set it and forget it. It would download, all 500, pieces of Windows 7 at the time. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess it even predates RSH or RCP or anything like that, remote copy or remote SH. But yeah, so if you want to do Hacker Secret Santa, I should probably post this up on okay. Mental health hackers are doing Hacker secret. God damn. Santa 2020. Oh my God, I don't type well. I'm gonna say a fellow infosec person, not not a complete stranger. But yeah, so I mean, there we go. Thanks to at Ginger Hacks. Oh, he's not popping up. Okay. Oh, Tom Williams. There he is. He's Tom Williams. Yeah, infosec.exchange. For making this happen. Cybersecurity. There we go. All right. Now, the only problem I've got is, you know, I'm already thinking about where people are just going to spam InfoSec and cybersecurity with stupid shit. I mean, not like cat pictures or anything, but like stuff that isn't InfoSec or cybersecurity related. But yeah, you know, I mean, there's a lot of good security instances out there that I can't join because, as people have mentioned, I shouldn't create 30 different versions of this. I should find one instance and then have that instance like connect to other instances. But I don't think it's gonna work. So yeah, I have to. Oh yeah, here's reverse engineering for malware analysis. We just did some malware analysis classes with CyberSec Diva as well. But here's some Python libraries for malware analysis and reverse engineering. I was reading through some of these items as well. PE files, a library used to parse portable executable formats. Okay, that's a good one. PE file. It's a multi-platform Python module to parse and work PE files. Most of the information contained in the PE headers is accessible, as well as sections, details, and data. It allows you to inspect headers, analyzing sections data, retrieving embedded data, reading strings from the resources, warnings for suspicious or malformed values. I should properly say that ActivityPub is like UUCP. It's the underlying protocol for the federers. You know, Lady P, I don't know if you were on the stream Sunday, but I did pick up threatbut.xyz. And, okay, threatbut.xyz. And so I own this domain, and oh, that's okay. What I was actually thinking about doing after that stream was setting up my own instance. The problem that a lot of people are having is you have to have a domain. You can't not set up a domain. And I've seen stories online right now about, you know, it's apparently very easy to set one up, especially using things like Docker and what have you. And it really depends on the amount of ladyparabellum.net. Oh, there you go. I mean, I have brianbreak.com and I have a bunch of other things. I have breaksec.com. I guess if I wanted to set up a breaksec Mastodon instance, I could do that. But yeah, there's a few things you have to do first. Why is this not clicking? What the hell is the problem here? Did I run out of my internet down? No, it's not. Installing from source. Seriously, what the fuck is going on? Okay, fucker. Is my internet dead? Am I talking to myself? No, I'm not, apparently. Okay. It's taking its own sweet time doing that. So, okay, there we go. So yeah, there's a number of ways of doing it. They say it only takes 6 minutes according to this video, but I'm sure they're glossing over something. Well, I was researching some of it, and I have on my little box that I've shown people more than once. I installed Docker because it's easy. You know, let me see. So, There we go. Oh yeah, I was trying to figure that out. SSH break at 192.168.0.137. All right, so I have Docker installed, or whatever, Docker, whatever. All this stuff is easy. That's why we end up with shadow IT departments. Installing is easy. Not making a mess of the interwebs is not easy. Yeah. Where is that at? Ooh, Cloudflare damaged. Wow. So join mass. The other thing that I have noticed is that um, uh, there's what masto.host, I think, is the like already there's a business model for, hey, we'll host your Mastodon for you. Kind of like, DigitalOcean or AWS or what have you. And yeah, $19 a month. You can have 100 whole active users, and they have other options as well. $89 a month for 2,000 active users. All of these are temporary available. I'm assuming it's because they're broke or something like that. But it is no small. What do they call that? It's not just monetarily a problem. I mean, there's going to be a lot of folks. They're going to join Mastodon and they're going to be like, I should start my own instance. Building community is not easy, and building a proper community is not easy. Lady P is one of our moderators on our Slack and our Discord, and I'll tell you, it's not. I mean, it's easy for us because I don't know if it's because we've been around for so long, but if you don't have restrictions on the content, or if you are not, I called myself for the first few years that we were doing the Slack benevolent dictator, an iron fist in a velvet glove, and if you don't have a code of conduct and you don't have people around you to help with that moderation, like Lady P, um, and Scott Pack and a bunch of other folks that have been on our Slack for a while. If you don't have requirements, I mean, one of the requirements that we had for our Slack that was fairly controversial was no politics. We don't have we have no politics clause. We have somewhat relaxed it, where we had rules like you could talk about legislation, but you can't talk about particular parties or anything like that. And my whole thought was, and what I think we'll see with Mastodon is, if you don't have those restrictions in place, you don't have those codes of conduct, if you don't have the ability to moderate with an iron fist, it's like, it's my way or you get the fuck out, is going to be, you're going to have issues, and you're going to have even worse political or worse drama than you even had on Twitter. Lady P says you need to be able to be prepared to scale Elasticsearch, Postgres, Reddit, etc. There's a lot more than spinning up a LAMP instance. There's a crap load beneath it. Then you need to be able to patch, update, etc. Everything underneath. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I forget where that blog post was, but there was somebody who said, yeah, they had started up one, and all of a sudden they had like 180,000 requests to join some system, and they actually had to sit down. You've pretty much become an open source project, right? And if you don't get people who will give donations to help you do this, your Mastodon's going to go away, right? Hosting fees for AWS, especially if you had a really popular Mastodon, is going to go beyond $89 a month in this case. But yeah, I mean, it's not just all of the maintenance and upkeep, like what Lady P said. Your code of conduct is the only reason I'm here, oh, I appreciate that. No, this was always something that I wanted to have, the code of conduct stuff, because it was like, we need to have that. We need to have those guardrails, right? Because the no politics one probably is. I don't want to say is necessary, but it's one of those things where I could have the right answer to something, but if I believed the earth was flat and I told you that, everything else I said out of my mouth is going to be like, the fuck does he know? He thinks the world is flat, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, yeah, no joke. So there, Lady P, absolutely right. Jerry, malicious link, Jerry. Oh, you know what? I keep pushing people to infosec.exchange. Maybe I shouldn't do that. But yeah, he's got a great. He's had his up for several years now. 32 core machine for the primary server. Hey, BSD Bandit, how you doing? We're talking about Mastodon. We're talking about building community. BSD Bandit is, Charles is always, on Twitter. He was, a fixture during the pandemic, and he's got his own things he's doing for community. Um, but yeah, community is hard. BSD Bandit, tell us about post up in the chat how hard it is to maintain a good community and to cultivate one. Yeah, how you doing? But yeah, so where was that? Mastodon instance costing a lot. What was it? Self-hosting costs. Yeah, so I want to say I saw this, but yeah, it was very similar to what you said, Lady P. 32 core server, 5,000 connections on a 16 core machine that was struggling. There was a story about somebody having that issue where theirs was going down and they ended up having to upgrade to a larger system because, like you said, Reddit. You need to understand Reddit, Postgres, Elasticsearch, being able to scale accordingly. You're not just going to be able to pop something on a Docker instant, a Docker i5 box with 4 cores and expect it to do anything. You can install Mastodon on those. Just don't expect any more than about 5 people. You'd be almost better off at this point just to use a Discord or something like that. So, but yeah, I mean, we have a code of conduct in our rules and info. We can't get in. You have to say okay for these things. So no inappropriate language, being respectful, no spamming, no advertisements, no offensive names or profile pictures. The only one we don't have on here is the like the explicit political thing, which would probably go under. When I had made this one, I was like, no inappropriate language. I could, being the person that has the name on the server, I yeah, direct or indirect threats, that would be one of those things. But it's like there's other places you can go and talk about politics, which is why we did not have we had a politics clause on Twitter. So, and apparently we have 3 people who can't follow the rules. But it is what it is. So, but yeah, I mean, it will be interesting to see what happens as Mastodon gets larger. The whole idea of getting involved and commitment is key. BSD Bandit, you're absolutely right. Being there for I think I've told this one other time, but when the Slack started, it was at the point where it was like if I didn't see somebody posting something on there daily, I felt like I needed to go out and post stuff myself to make it look like, well, not to make it look like, but to keep people coming back for stuff. So I'd get online, I'd go on to I'd go on Feedly or whatever, and I'd find some links to things, and I'd post them up and talking about various items, infosec related or threat intel related. Here's the USB forensics one. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so I'd go up and I'd post in different channels those things to keep people like coming back, reading the news, doing those kinds of things. And yeah, it took a while for me to like feel like I could leave it alone for a day and know that there's going to be people in there talking, there's going to be people in there posting, and it's really I don't want to say I'm a victim of my own success, but it's like when we started up the Discord, the first thing people said on the Slack was, what's going to happen to the Slack? Is it going away? And I was like, well, do I need 2 of them? And it's a different group on the Slack versus the Discord. Some of the same people, but Discord just has more abilities to do things. And I think we laughed on the podcast this weekend that people on Reddit are like, I don't know what's going on. Nobody cares. Reddit's doing fine. Reddit's off by itself. There's no worries about Reddit going the way of the dodo. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see those kinds of things. So, um, Lathe portable executable parser. Capstone is a framework for binary disassembly. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. Unicorn is a multi-architecture CPU emulator to emulate pieces of code at the CPU level. Particularly useful for shellcode analysis, for example, or simply emulate a piece of code. So these are all Python libraries that you can use to reverse engineer and do malware analysis, which, as I mentioned, CyberSec Diva is also doing her stuff in our, I'm helping her with those things. CyberSec Diva, see if she's got her Vimeo site up. Let's see, CyberSec Diva. You can follow her on Twitter. I don't know if she's on, there it is. Don't know if she's on Mastodon or not. I didn't want to play the thing. I just wanted a link. Copy link. There we go. We have a good group. I'm a super mod on another Discord, and there have been times where I was banning almost 50 people for sustained periods. I can't, Lady P, I just left a Discord called White Hat Hacking. I'd only gone in there sparingly, but I joined it because it's an InfoSec Discord, and I joined it, and it seemed like the mods in there, and if you join that one, then be prepared. But if you ask a question and you didn't try hard enough, which is how I felt like they were trying to treat people, it wasn't a very good experience. So I left that one because it's like I have plenty of Discords, and there's a number of Discords out there already for things. These are just my InfoSec ones here, let alone all the gaming and music ones that I have down here. So I actually put them in folders so that way I can just right click and read all, so that I don't have to worry about doing anything out of the ordinary for that. So but yeah, so CyberSec Diva did session 2 with us. We actually split it into 2 sections. There's a Linux and a Windows version. So there's some tools in Linux and there's some tools in Windows if you want to analyze malware on either system, Linux or Windows. We're going to do a session 3 and then a session 4, which will be us actually analyzing malware, real malware off the internet. But yeah, if you want to go check that out, it's probably pretty good. So you'll get a lot out of it, and I'm hoping that it'll be for more content later on. So I want to get, I don't want to say I want to get that popular where people are actually sending out PR press releases that I've joined their company. That's pretty funny. In that high volume, we assigned nice mods and mean mods. I'm a mean mod. I don't help people. I kick people. That keeps the nice mods' hands clean. I must have been I must be the mean mod in the Slacks where it's like, I'll kick you out. No warnings. We don't play nice. I have warned people. I haven't actually kicked them. There's only been 2 people that we've ever kicked out, and that was because they were very vocal. One of them was very vocal about breaking the law, and I took screenshots, and I've kept those. The other one was part of the, it was a hacking group at DEF CON that they found out was taking advantage of the charity that people were giving them to go to DEF CON and Black Hat. And I found out that he or they were one of our first couple of people that actually joined our Slack and hadn't been on in a while, but I kicked them anyway. So. Lady P, we booted someone that was really sexist too. Lady P, let me ask you a question. Did we? I don't remember booting like 2 people. Unless you were on a different Slack. This is a different Slack. So Lady P, on the other discords and those, is there a code of conduct or what have you? Oh, really? He still whines to me. You should let me know. Okay, I'll have to think about that one. Um, it must have been a while ago. Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that one off. Once you tell me the name, then I'll figure it out. I'll remember that. But um, yeah, I mean, so when you're super mod on those other discords or slacks, Lady P, is there a code of conduct? Is there a process by which that you're doing that? You know, according to number 7 subsection B of clause 7, you're in violation of whatever, and you're gonna get kicked out because of that or whatever. Instagram star gets 11 years. Yes, on the other Slack we have a code of conduct. It's gamer focused. Oh shit. I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you. Oh man, I cannot imagine being on a gamer Discord. Jesus. Yeah, no, I can't do that. Nope, that would be painful. My hat's off to you that you moderate some shit like that. That can be a hot mess over there, even at the best of times, I'd imagine. So, um, I'm a day bot to deploy malware. Lockbit affiliate uses Amaday bot to deploy ransomware. A Lockbit 3.0 ransomware affiliate. Hold on, let me see. My one of my family members is in the hospital, and I haven't seen him in a few years, but my mother says that he's in hospice care, so he'll be my last blood uncle that I've ever had. I have a hover macro. If I hover the mouse on you, you're banned. Don't attract my attention. Wow. Have you ever hovered over yourself, Lady P? That would be rough if they hovered over you like that. The Amity bot malware is an old strain capable of performing system reconnaissance, data exfiltration, and payload loading. Researchers at OnLab have increased Amity bot activity in 2022. Latest version adds antivirus detection and auto avoidance capabilities. Oh, that's good. Lady P, we were talking this morning. It won't let me ban myself. I've tried. Well, that's good. I'm glad you can't ban yourself. That's yeah. So not to completely derail us, but BSD Bandit, where do you get all your T-shirts from? Because it was like when you were doing your videos, it was like I can't imagine how big your closet must be to hold all those T-shirts, and they're really cool. That's the thing. I was like, where's he getting these online at? Are they vintage T-shirt stores or what? Where are you getting those at? For those of you who don't know, he'd had like various he had like Mario, he had like a Koopa. I remember I think he had a Sonic one at one time, but there were a bunch of them, and they all seemed to be like every day he had a new T-shirt. I don't ever remember him in all the videos that I've seen have a repeat T-shirt. So I'm like, is he just not doing laundry and just keeps buying T-shirts and tossing those out like George on Seinfeld or what? So I was just sorry, I just think about that offline here, but we're talking about ransomware here on this one, and ransomware is usually like where the idea is you're taking the control of the combination of my friend makes them for you've got a guy who does T-shirt screenings. Okay, yeah, that makes complete sense. Yeah, 310. Wow. Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah, he knows a guy. Yeah, right. Yeah, I just happen to have a silk screening operation behind me, and I just download GIFs and I set that up. 310. You should probably auction those. You could auction those for charities. Like this shirt was worn on June 29th. Like football players do. Be like, this is a legit worn by BSD Bandit, goes for charity. I'd probably buy one or two. I don't know. That's right, T-shirt dealer. Yeah. Oh, the funny thing is though, Nintendo's pretty good about protecting their IP. So, I don't know. You'd have to be really careful. You wouldn't be able to take those to Nintendo Con or something like that, bootleg T-shirts or what have you. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, it doesn't stop people. I mean, I've been at football games where I've seen completely legit NFL gear, completely legit. But yeah, I mean, yeah, get tackled by security or yeah, No, this isn't Mario. This is Sam the pipe fitter, not Mario the plumber. He's Sam the pipe fitter. That's what it is. Yeah, yeah. That's a cucumber, not a mushroom or an eggplant. Oh wait. Anyway, anyway. Next. Um, so we we were at work today, and there was something going on where one of the pieces of software we were using had an issue where we use a non I won't say non-traditional, but it was a non-standard. Marco, the facilities engineer. Yes, yes, there you go, Lady P. Yeah. What are we watching? Oh, we're watching Star Trek 6. Okay. Um, my, yeah. We use a software for creating Word docs and what have you, but there was a glitch in one of them where it was actually going backwards on the snapshots. So it was like anything older than 12 hours was fine, but if you'd made any changes to a doc in the last 10 to 12 hours, those changes were gone. And we had backups, but we were trying, at the time somebody was in there, was like, wait a minute, I just added something like 3 or 4 hours ago and it's missing. Um, so we were thinking about, well, what would happen for ransomware if instead of encrypting it, you just went into a folder with a bunch of doc files and took the permissions away that people couldn't see them. Usually you have to give people permission to share these files. What happens if you had a bot that could go in, assume ownership of that doc, and then take everyone else off the doc? And it's like, instead of, hey, we've ransomwared your devices, it'd be like, hey, if you want to gain access back to these systems or these documents, you have to pay us Bitcoin. We were trying to figure out how you might actually make that useful. Whereas like, you know, if you don't have access to be able to do anything, and the admins can gain access to it, um, would that be a novel way of doing something? So we were just trying to figure that out. But Marco the malware man, yes, there you go. What does the malware in his hand look like? Because I'm imagining the old Mario thing where he's jumping up in the air trying to hit the block, and he's got the mushroom in his hand from back in old timey days. So 8-bit Mario. Yeah, that's the stuff right there. Oh, he didn't have a mushroom in his hand on these. Okay. You can almost do these with those the melting beads and stuff where you have like a template and you can make those. But yeah, that'd be the way to go. Yeah, I thought he had a mushroom in one of the hands. No. I loved this version though. This was Super Mario World. I loved Super Mario World. So Super Mario World was my favorite. So yeah. Anyway, so here's some TTPs for Amity, if you want to go check that out. Keep local backups. Lady P, I don't know where you work, but I mean, I easily have 40 or 50 docs that are being managed by, tens and 20s of people. Keeping a simple backup like that would only keep my moment in time, not necessarily the 15 other changes that somebody else has made and diffing and stuff. Yeah, it was a weird glitch, but they've the company that we're working with, the third parties, like guarantees us that this is not gonna. And I've never used this system before in my life. It's almost like you go to a new company and you find out they're using Lotus Notes instead of like Exchange, like everyone else. So, oh, hello. Oh my God, that is a big name. MF Yoshimitsu. I hope I said that right. I said that right. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. Yeah. Welcome to our little paradise here. So, do you guys do through Rust code looking for malware? Oh, hello Yoshi. Hello. Do you review Rust code looking for malware? You know what? It's funny. I just saw something today about Rust code. Was that on Mastodon? It was something about Rust code. No, Humble Bundle. Oh, there's a Humble Bundle for programming. There you go. If you want to get into data structures. Oh yeah, binary defense. Yeah. They just got a round of funding, 36 million. Hello World Rust program analysis and finding the main function. Rust compiler toolchain. Oh, somebody uses VS Code. Okay. Oh, they don't use VS Code insiders though. They're not elite like me. So they're just using regular VS Code. Yeah, this is kind of cool, I guess. Rust compiler toolchain consists of rustc for compiling Rust code and executables, and Cargo, which is the main building system for Rust projects. Oh, this is pretty nice. Open Cyber Rust Hound. BSD Bandit. Coming with the content. Awesome, sir. Thank you so much. Rust Hound. Not all Sharp Hound features are implemented yet, but some are existing in Rust Hound and do not in Sharp Hound or Bloodhound Python. Please refer to the roadmap for more information. Cross-platform Bloodhound collector tool written in Rust. No antivirus detection and cross-compiled. Excellent. Generate users, groups, computers, OUs, GPOs, containers, domains, JSON files to analyze with Bloodhound application. And of course, Bloodhound is well, no. Yes, but no. There it is. Jeez. So Bloodhound is a tool. I was looking for a cute diagram or something. Let me see images. There we go. And it's a graph hidden relationships with an Active Directory. So let me see if I can open image in new tab. So anyway, yeah, I mean, between the users, it'll show shares. It's a visualization tool. I would imagine so, BSD Bandit, especially if you've got large Azure type implementations or something like that. And, maybe you've got some, are you looking for like stale trust relationships for like maybe somebody who has transferred from say engineering to operations or vice versa, and they may be able to still have share access to some things or access to certain systems to go laterally. You're talking about lateral movement. Nice. Well, I'm glad at least I'm in the right world there. So here's the instructions: Rust hound dot dash dash h, make install, make uninstall, make debug, release, what have you. So BSD, do you guys use the PTF? Do y'all use PTF there for Pentester framework, or do you use like Kali or something? Because I actually liked Pentester framework as an alternative to Kali because I was tired of downloading 3 gigs worth of updates every time I used. Oh, okay, okay. So these are the methods to install Rust up and Cargo and Linux. PTF, yeah. I didn't know if it was still managed and maintained PTF. I mean, it's a great little tool for, yeah. manually for Windows static version from Linux. How to build the documentation. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. What happened there? Uh-oh. Yeah. Well, I hope that wasn't seen. Probably was. Yeah, well. Yeah, I remember him. I'm gonna turn off my Discord and my. There we go. But yeah, so these are the various bits. I like that. How much? I mean, can you run? Can you run this inside of Kali Linux there? No, that's okay. I'm sorry, Lady P. That was on me. Normally, I share just my browser window and my screen, but I've had a lot of freaking issues with being able to share the same things. That's okay. They know what they did. Uh, well, this is in Rust, so this will run in Kali Linux or on Windows or OS X because it's cross compilation, so you can run it on anything. Ideally, will this so BSD, will this work for like Samba stuff as well, or will this? Okay, will it run if you like? I don't know who would be using Samba still in 2022, but there might still be some people using it for like integration with Linux. But AD's pretty much taken over as the de facto standard for Linux as well. So um, I wasn't sure, and I didn't mean to put you on the spot if you don't know about the Samba stuff, if it works with Samba or not. But oh, there you go, Lady P. I've dropped this on a Windows box that was running CrowdStrike. What was the so BSD? What happened there when it ran on CrowdStrike? Was it detected as badware or it just worked? Okay. Well, I mean, technically, it's not doing anything wrong, right? It's just mapping out what network shares are available. And for Samba, especially if you're making Linux shares that will work for CIF or what have you, CIF shares from Linux to Windows, those are still very useful to know. So I mean, it's just working as intended. It's just querying the environment as if you were a user, asking what you have access to, right? Retrieve lapse password if your user can read them. Automatic. Resolve FQDN computers to IP address, FQN resolver, retrieve certificates for ESC exploitation with CertiPy. CertiPy. Huh. Okay. CertiPy is an offensive tool for enumerating and abusing Active Directory certificate services. All right. If you're not familiar with ADCS and the various domain escalation techniques, reading certified. Oh, Will Schroeder. Okay. Will Schroeder. Yep. Lady P, yes. Everything in Unix is just a file handle. Write a character to screen, file handle, summon share, file handle, stream an audio device, file handle. Yep, that's yeah. I mean, when I figured out how to use sockets on OpenBSD, as a matter of fact, to connect to a SQL database, I was like, oh, um, yeah. Um, so let's see. Certified Pre-Owned is a book by Spectre Ops folks. Will Schroeder, yeah, researcher at Spectre Ops. This is a whole book and a wow. This is a hell of a okay. This is a blog post. I'm going to go ahead and pop it into the Wayback Machine just in case. Looks like it was last saved October 26th. But so yeah, I've archived that for everybody. I have the PDF. We've updated some of the details for ESC 1 and 2 in this post, which will be updated in the white paper. Certified pre-owned PDF. Okay, there we go. There's the PDF for those of you who want to read it. It looks like it was updated June 20. June 22nd of last year. Okay. So, but I would say keep an eye out on this post because it might get updated later on. So they're presenting this. They presented at Black Hat USA. Okay. Information gets posted in GitHub or anywhere else. I'll download it and save it. Yeah, I've been using more of no, not that. Well, I am using that for downloading videos but the Wayback Machine stuff, the Internet Arc. This is nice, especially there's. I always give the Internet Archive because there's a ton of stuff that I found that has been forgotten or would have been forgotten had you not have had it. Not just from an OSINT point of view, but like information or like, hey, does anybody have that link or that PDF from this site? And it's like, oh yeah, this site's gone now. Oh, yeah. Anything I find interesting, I'll just pop it. I may never look at it again, but it is what it is. So, okay. So, Rust analysis, binary defense. BSD Bandit, is there a chance that somebody from Binary Defense that I might know would come on to the show or the stream some point and talk about, you know, using this to find secrets from malware? Maybe I could find somebody that I know that works at Binary Defense who could help us out with that. I don't know. Maybe. I know their boss over there, so it might be. I know their boss, so I'm not dropping names, but I know Dave. That's pretty cool. Yeah, but yeah. So there's Open Cyber. Is this the same link? Binary Defense, Open Cyber. Oh, okay. This is the data collector for Bloodhound written in Rust. Yeah, I'd love to have somebody come in and talk about that from a malware point of view. How prevalent BSD Bandit is malware, Rust malware? Is it just specific types, or threat actors have begun migrating from older and well-known compile languages such as C and C++ to more modern languages, Golang, Rust, and NIM? I don't even know what the hell NIM is. These languages give developers the ability to compile programs for both Windows. Yeah, I would imagine this is the biggest selling point right here. Cross compilation. You don't need a different tool set, or you don't need to have VB. No, not VB. You don't need compilation tools on a Windows box. You don't need the GCC tool chains on Linux and Responder. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Rust adoption for malware is in its infancy compared to Golang and NIM. However, that is quickly changing. Recently, there have been a few notable examples written in Golang and Rust used in the wild. Such examples include Black Cat and a publicly shared information stealer dubbed Luca. Oh, I just read about this one the other day. I think there's been an update since 8.18, but yeah, they're using password managers and cryptocurrency wallets. So, yeah, buddy. That's a good one. The attack begins with the stealer taking a screenshot of the victim's screen at the time of infection using the functionality shown in the code snippet in Figure 3. Okay. Right. Format, screen, JPEG, string path, unwrap. Okay. After taking the screen grab, then attempts to steal Discord tokens. That's interesting. Discord. Paste. What's this? Oh. Oh, good. I'm glad we have a how-to manual. That's good to know. I'll give a quick introduction to Rust. High level, the features of language and ecosystem. Rust brings a lot to the table, plenty of downsides. I'll try to be honest about where it shines and where it's weak. Finally, I'll go through the implementation of my toy implant, how it works, and feature roadmap. Okay. Well, there you go. Oh, that's cool. They have even chapters and stuff. That's impressive. All right. The link. That is not the link I wanted on that. What are you doing, Lady P? I'm going to write a file wiper in Rust just so I can call it O2. Very nice. Very nice. I was trying to figure out how you might use FeO2, which is, ferrous oxide, which is Rust. I was just trying to see if you could do something like FeO in some kind of tool. So, yeah, BSD Bandit, I'm so glad that I'm not at the beginning of my career right now, because I would almost definitely have to know one or more programming languages. And that is just something that I cannot grok for anything. I would love to be able to make that happen. I'm really wigged out right now. It's like 4 o'clock up here in Seattle, or 4:30, and it's like starting to get dark. I hate the short day stuff. If your files are rusty and you introduce oxygen. That's yeah, well, if you introduce oxygen and then yeah. Yeah, BSD, the thing is though, you have to have a reason to learn a programming language, you know? That's the thing, right? I've tried, so many Python tutorials and, several Udemy classes, and, I bought Learn Python the hard way and all these things. And it's like, I just don't have a reason to use any of it. And I want to, but then it's like, what am I going to do with it once I learn it? Or, what am I going to do with it? I don't have any projects that require code usage. And if there is, as I have said, there's no original idea out there on the internet. You can pretty much find what you need on GitHub and do what you need. And then, like, if I wanted to spend 10 times the amount of time to do something that I could just, grab this from, this pip module or whatever, it's laziness. That's what it is. It's just straight up laziness. But here's building a ransomware program in Rust. Great. I'm glad the good guys are teaching all the bad people how to do shit. That's important. That's good. That's the important thing. Thank you, Frederick. I have words right now, but I'm not going to say them. Nope. 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 I get it. You're teaching people things, but goddamn, do you just have to make it that much easier for people? People being the bad guys. So here's the. Did I put that TGP up in there? Yes, I did. Okay. Target the following browsers: Edge, Scent browser, Elements, Sputnik. Wow, I've never heard of half of these. That is a lot of freaking browsers. I'm guessing a good 85% of them are some kind of Chrome variant. Chrome Plus. You know what? When I was in IT, we had a guy was a contractor for the Navy, and he built us a web portal using Perl, and I don't know why. I think at the time it was what he knew how to use, and we were like, well, we don't know what we don't know, so yeah, just come in and build it like this. Definitely wouldn't have used Perl these days, but yeah. No, I like sed, and I like I've attempted to use awk, but between like sed, awk, tr, tr command, translates or deletes characters from standard input and writes to standard output. I use that on Linux to like do a mass rename of things. Um, okay. Um, a snake game in said. Huh? Really? Oh, there it is. Look at that. Said-f snake.said. Okay, that's pretty cool. Hey, Beta Wolf, what talking about, Linux stuff. BSD Bandit was talking about some work that he's doing on Rust Hound. um, Beta Wolf, have you done everything you needed to? You when is your official start date? And congratulations on your new position. So, snake game, said awk grep string head tr. Yeah, I love tr. 21st. Oh, okay. Man, I wouldn't wait. We just had somebody at our workplace start 3 weeks early because of their. I'm not saying we're doing a hiring freeze. We're calling it we're not looking for any more positions right now. We're not backfilling any positions. We're not calling it a freeze. Um, oh, okay. Yeah. We had somebody start 3 weeks early because our team was afraid that if we had them wait until the beginning of December, they would not be starting. And it was like, yeah. So we're basically floating him like 3 weeks of vacation so that we don't have to worry about not having that person before we decide we're going to call it officially a freeze. Yeah, absolutely, Lady P, and that's exactly why we was like, you need to start today. So it was like, not saying you need to start today, but we need to start today. Because the worst thing would have been like, yeah, I had a job offer and then they took it away from me because they had a hiring freeze or they had a non-hiring event or whatever the hell they want to call it. Why do they need a background check for it? Aren't they doing that shit like in you should be doing that background check shit in parallel with your interviewing process. Why take all the time to interview somebody and then find out, oh, the background check's not going to work out? I mean, that would have been like, you've made it past the phone screen. We're somewhat serious about hiring you. Do you consent to a background check? Like when you meet with the hiring manager, you would think after the first series of interviews, they would have and continue working on that. It's hard to legally conduct a background check without an offer. Oh, well, okay. I guess that makes sense there, Lady P. Damn, that is rough. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Um, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Um, so yeah, we were talking about all kinds of things there. Needs to be contingency of employment. Okay. So yeah, Beta Wolf, keep your nose clean. Hang out at home. Learn some stuff. Go through the what was it? There was let me scroll back up. BSD Bandit was working on some binary defense stuff. There we go. Click on that. Yeah, there you go. Grab that again. Go play around some Rust malware or something. And, learn about that. Um, did they tell you? So Beta Wolf, did they tell you to work what you're working on, or what you should be working on in the 10 days while you're waiting for your background check to come through? Good. We do not condone murder here. During the race condition that is your background check. BreakSec does not condone that. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. But I mean, you. keep your nose clean, Beta Wolf. But yeah, so binary defense. We're going to talk to BSD Bandit about maybe coming on and talking about some Rust malware and poking around with some things. So I actually need to reach out to a couple of folks from. I need to put that on my list of things. Ask Israel and make sure that everything's good with that. I need to reach out to a couple of Kasim. Kasim spoke at B-Side San Diego and had a great talk. And then John, who was also there, I need to reach out to him as well. He's from Red Hat. He's on the Red Hat podcast, I think. Red Hat. I didn't know who he was when he was speaking. Let's see, Red Hat ecosystem. I think that's it. Let's see. What in the hell is this? Ooh. I don't know what that is. What the fuck was that? I wasn't dreaming. I saw that, right? That was a pop-up for some weird shit asking me for authentication credentials on this site. I don't like. Oh yeah, here it is. Aeronetics. Aeronetics. That is the owner of. Yeah, John. John Aaron. Oh, this page doesn't load. But he came and spoke. Thor. Yeah, it's a modular technology trying to help prevent UEFI issues. So he didn't talk about this during his talk. His talk was actually a little, I would say, eccentric, but in a good way, because he was definitely talking at like a whole nother level. But yeah, they're trying to, certified by Red Hat. And this is their tamper-proof data. So they're probably using a TPM or something to encrypt your data. But yeah, Aeronetics. Yeah, John. Yeah, there we go. John. John Aaron. Yes, John Aaron. But he came and spoke. He also is on the Red Hat podcast. So there you go. Yeah. So. Also, my Twitter has less security on it and more SWs on it. I feel like I'm all alone on Twitter now. You got this. Don't forget it's expensive for a company to hire you. At this point, they're more credited to you. They are them. Look up TCD security stuff. There's a team working on encrypted data without decrypting it. That's the homomorphic stuff. I think you and I talked about the homomorphic stuff. TCD. IBM's working on that shit for a while now. That's not it. That's Trinity College in Dublin. What? That's not it. That's what you're talking about, right? Beowulf homomorphic encryption? Being able to make changes to, it's like Google knows me, man. Conversion of data into ciphertext could be analyzed as if it were still in its original form. It's like, I don't want to call it the Holy Grail, but yeah, I know IBM had been, I think, looking at this for about 15 years or so. But yeah, they're cryptographic key algorithm, encrypted text, but they'll be able to futz around with encryption while it's happening. Yeah. See, they were even talking about it in like 2009. So this is not a new, organizations such as Microsoft and IBM are currently working on the encryption format. They swore they had, they released Seal, which is an open source homomorphic encryption library. It can run on Azure, but it's on cross-platform. IBM released an open source HeLib C++ lib that implements homomorphic encryption 2 million times faster than IBM's original, but still 1 million times slower than plain text operations. Wow. Ciphermode.txt. Oh, good. Hey, it's 1998. They got the marquee tag back up here. That's sweet. All right. Good job. TCD. They've got Okay, National Science Foundation, MIT Startup Exchange. Maximizing data utilization is challenging. Okay. Tokenization, right? Third, complicated, expensive, and limited applicability. $2 million a year in data breaches. That is being quite generous in the amount of cost there, because we know it's far larger than just 2 million per year plus. 6 to 9 month delay. Risk still exists with legal contracts. Exactly. USB. Sure, I still use USB. Internal permission systems, tokenization. Okay. Yeah. Cipher Mode Labs Secure AI. Bingo. Got all the words. Got all the words. Data is never disclosed, no trust assumption, quantum, post quantum secure, no error introduced, compliance by design. I just saw something like this. Hope to God they're not going to put zero trust in here. Where's the. Oh, I actually know where this is. South Figueroa. Okay. Okay. Oh, geez. Okay. Sorry. Long story. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Um, yeah. Well, Beta Wolf has got the best of both worlds. It starts on the 21st. 3 days later, he's going out for Thanksgiving holiday. And then he's got, what, 2.5 to 3 weeks. And then he's got Christmas holiday. So, Lady P, such blasphemy storing its shit on blockchain. Oh, my God. Y'all are killing me with that. Y'all are killing me with that. Oh yeah, Patch Tuesday. Is that today? Yes, it was. Today's Patch Tuesday. Yeah. I forgot about that. Probably need to run my updates. Fixes for proxy not shell and mark of the web bypasses are part of the glut of actively exploited ODay vulnerabilities and critical flaws admins need to prioritize in the coming hours. Who did they get? How much did he get paid to be that guy? Hey, Super Lolly, what's up? No, you're not late. You're early for Friday. Yeah, I've started a couple of jobs in like mid-November, and then it was like yeah, a couple weeks off, and then I've got, 3 4 day weekend, and then it's like coming back. I want to say that was Synergistech. Had to have been. So they finally patched the proxy not shell and mark of the web security vulnerabilities. Mark of the web. What in the hell? Okay, so mark of the web can be a significant hurdle for red teamers and pen testers when attempting to gain an initial foothold. Your payload in the format of an executable MS Office file or CHM is likely to receive extra scrutiny from your Windows OS and security products when that file is marked as downloaded from the internet. Oh, no kidding. I'll be damned. Okay, this is from 2020, so recovering from some. Okay. Mark of the Web security feature originally introduced by Internet Explorer for saved web packages to run in the security zone of the location the page was saved from. Back in the day, this was achieved by adding an HTML comment in the form of saved from URL at the beginning of the saved web page. Mechanism was later extended to other files other than HTML. This was achieved by creating an alternative data stream. Oh, ADS files. Yes. Okay, one of the few things they ever taught us at SANS class for the GCIH course was how to find ADS files on a system, but they're not often seen in Windows Explorer or what have you. Yeah, so it allows for more than one data stream to be associated with file name colon data stream name, right? When downloading a file, Internet Explorer creates a file called zone.identifier and adds a zone ID to the stream in order to indicate from which zone the file originates. So there you go. You can go check that one out. That there might be a newer discussion than in the middle of the beginning of the pandemic. So there might be a different thing there. Don't hurl on your interviewer. Oh my god. Okay, so long last proxy not shell vulnerabilities are being exploited by Chinese threat actors, which is proxy not shell. There you go. Go check that one out. Cybersecurity vendor dropped a blog saying they detect. Yeah, I remember this. This was the weakest infosec icon named vulnerability ever. So there you go. Okay, so here you go. One of the successful exploits looking for IIS logs. There you go. There's an example of that. Drink. So Lady P, so they didn't get the offer because they hurled on you, or they didn't get the offer because they weren't qualified, or maybe they just don't handle stress well. I don't know. I'm just letting you go. So yeah, you've got guy up here trying to whack at bugs. 2022 41040 server-side request forgery flaw. Okay, that allows for escalated privileges. And 41082 is a RCE flaw when PowerShell is remotely accessible to the attacker. Oi. It can be chained together for a full owning of an Exchange server. Awesome. That's just great. Oh. Well, maybe they've learned a valuable lesson by not hurling on you. Beta Wolf, who gave you YubiKey? Was it me? Did I give you YubiKey? Was that a Christmas present? I think we did it for CSEC East or something that year. I can't remember. Or is that Lady P? I don't know if you met Lady P in real life. Another zero-day being used in active campaigns is an RCE bug affecting Windows scripting languages. CVS 88, Mike Walters, VP of Vulnerability and Threat Research at Action One, tells Dark Reading that it specifically affects the Java 9 scripting language engine, which is Microsoft's legacy script JavaScript dialect used by IE. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I wasn't sure, Beta Wolf. I know we gave away some gifts. Ooh, cool. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, yeah. Okay. My wife loves me. Ha 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 ha. I got dinner. So, two remaining bugs are important. Privilege, elevation of privilege ensure issues 7 and 8 on the CVSS scores. Another's a memory bug that Microsoft's next gen cryptography isolation service. God, man, this go patch your shit. There's a lot of EOP and there's a lot of PowerShell related items. I mean, this is a hot mess. What are you doing? All right. Critical bugs of note for November. Okay, so yeah, if you haven't patched November, you're definitely not going to patch December, or catch up with those things. So yeah, oh my god, yeah, I can't read all that. It's going to depress me. So, well, let me see. Doink. There we go. I'm going to see. Uh-oh, the message. Please don't be from my. There we go. Yep. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure that I shut my door so my critter, my fur babies are not a fan. So let's see, Twitch, TV for. Yeah, she's not happy right now. There we go. Okay. You've got I had a friend of mine who had some YubiKey earrings as well. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying. Okay. Let me just open this up. So anyway, well, I think I'm going to go and enjoy my dinner before it gets cold. And I'm gonna come back on Friday. My wife is Alex Stamos, the Alex Stamos. No, that was Tinker.info exchange. Oh, emphasize. Okay, so Alex Stamos has spun up the Mastodon server cybervillains.com for the purpose of allowing people to pen test Mastodon. Oh my goodness, that is interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay. Um, yeah, I guess that would be the best way to do it if you want to do an instance but not have to worry about Elasticsearch and all the stuff you talked about earlier there with Redis and all that. So, cool. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna go enjoy dinner. Hope everyone has a good day. I'm going to be on Friday. I'll probably be on for a little longer because it's just going to be me and my daughter. We'll go grab some food and then I'll be able to hang out with y'all as long as she'll have me, I guess. And because my wife is going to Vegas because that's how she rolls. And yeah, we'll hang out and do some stuff. So thought about maybe running some Netflix something, or maybe we could do a watch party or something this weekend for something. So all right, cool. Hope. Oh my. Oh my god. Lady P, what are you doing? Oh my god, that's so much. What are you doing? Wow. Thank you so much. Oh my god. That's like 800,000 Bitcoin or something. That's yeah. So I'm just kidding. I'm not sure how much that is, to be honest. I know that if I give people 1,000, it's roughly like $10 or something like that. Of course, they always take their cut. The man takes their cut. So, but man, thank you so much, Lady P. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, it's very much appreciated. I hope everyone has a good rest of their day. Take care of themselves. Go vote. You've still got a few hours if you're on the West Coast, and hope we have a better democracy in the coming future. So, hope everyone has a good day. We're gonna go raid Maker Deck because I still find that quite interesting. Um, watching machines do what humans can't. So, dropping off. Have a good time. Thank you all. See you tomorrow, or see you Friday.